Hello and welcome to the 11th Coaster Lounge here on the 30th of November 2016. It's the 11th one. Today we've got Aaron, Brendan and Zoe as per usual. And we've also got Dean, but he was hashtag unavailable. So unfortunately he can't be with us today. Maybe next time,
Evening.
Of course you have Dean. So for all of you who don't know Dean, Dean is a very well-known coaster enthusiast who's active on Twitter. What's your handle? Is it at Dean 8001? Yes. So if you're not following him on Twitter, definitely go and follow him on Twitter. Makes some very good jokes all the time. Very very good posts.
Yeah, you have to keep it funny.
Yes, you do. So just to start, we're just going to go through some updates to the channel and stuff that I want to say. So if you've been active on social media, you'll know that the Alton Tower Scarefest video that I talked about will be coming out this Sunday. So that's just a montage of the footage we took while at Alton Towers. It's quite a long montage because we took a lot of footage. So look forward to that. Next thing is there probably won't be another live stream until after Christmas, depending on how busy I am. So maybe next will probably be sometime during January. But the uploads will continue over Christmas, obviously. But yeah, maybe not a live stream. Just talking about uploads over December as well. As Christmas Day actually falls on a scheduled Coasterbot video day, obviously I'm not going to upload a video on that day. That'd be crazy. So I'm going to have to mix up the upload dates slightly. So I don't know how I'm going to do it yet, but some stuff will happen. So yeah, just be wary about that. There won't be a Coasterbot video on Christmas Day because I doubt that many of you will want to watch one on Christmas Day. So
I'm gonna do like a special Coasterbot Christmas message, like the Queen.
Like the Queen.
like the Queen.
Well, at 3 o'clock.
I wasn't planning on to, but yeah, I don't think the people would want that. So yeah, now we'll just get straight into answering questions, not asking. So yeah, people have already clocked onto Dean's clocks. That was a very good pun I accidentally did. There you go. Dean, how many clocks do you have?
A lot. There's about 60 on each wall.
60?
So you can,
each wall?
Well, not on each wall, no. On all 4 walls.
Yeah.
So all you can see is just up there. You can see them few, but there's all around. So I've got a room of clocks. I've got.
That is crazy. It's very crazy. What else we got? So hashtag Dean's April Fool services. So unfortunately, it's not April, but
Yeah.
Can we please have some Dean's iPhone tips? You
Um,
got any tips?
I have to give me a second, and I'll think of some. Because I have to think of them. But
Yeah.
a good one that's probably been missed is Wi-Fi assist, which is in your mobile data. If that's on, it forces it onto Wi-Fi assist right at the bottom there. I don't know whether you can see that. There you go, Wi-Fi assist. It's right at the bottom of your mobile data settings, and if your Wi-Fi is not very good, it'll force you onto your mobile data. So you don't want that.
No,
so
it's
switch it off.
expensive.
Yeah.
So yeah.
There's a quick one for you.
Do we not get any Android tips, Dean, or is it
No,
exclusively iPhone?
Just iPhone, I'm afraid. I've got no. My dad's got an Android tablet, but I'm not a fan. Sorry.
Yeah, fair enough.
iOS only.
What else have we got? Rip Wildfire. It's not gone yet. Still got a chance.
It'll stay.
It will stay, hopefully. We've got a lot about Dean's clocks. Lots of Merry Christmases.
Yeah, it all starts at midnight.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Go ahead and speak about that.
Yeah. Where are we? What we got? Advent calendar. So where's one on this one? I don't know where one is, but we've got a chocolate one. Well, not for you guys, but that's chocolate for me. And then we've got a savoury one on dean8001.co.uk. And then each day, when I post on Twitter that the new window's open, and you can click the number, and you'll be able to view all that. And then that again is a few in jokes, a bit funny. So I'm sure you'll enjoy that.
Yeah, it should be good.
Yeah.
Should be interesting to see what's behind every door. So, will they all go up on the exactly on midnight, or will it?
No, so some if I'm not at work, they'll be
So
dead on
Yeah,
midnight. But
you have to specifically do it.
yeah, it's not all.
That's annoying.
I know some of these sales used to go, like Merlin sales and stuff. They used to change all their prices dead on midnight, and it used to automatically happen. But obviously, I can't do all that.
Yeah,
So
that's fair enough.
it's quite easy. So I'll just make that image a link, and you can view the content behind it.
Yep.
So,
Sounds good. Deal with the Seal asks, Harry, what is your favourite coaster outside the UK? And my favourite coaster outside the UK is actually Woden at Europa Park. Woden's a fantastic wooden roller coaster. Easily the best one that I've been on, but I haven't really been on that many. But yeah, Woden is fast, thrilling, interesting, fun. Some roller coasters you get off and they were good, but they weren't always fun. Whereas Woden makes me smile and laugh every time. So Woden's great, fantastic. And deal with Seal again. Dean, what is your second favourite Rapids ride?
got to be Acme Rapids.
So what's the first one? The Popeye one, is it?
Popeye one at Universal Orlando. If anyone doesn't know that, then where have you been? So it's on my Twitter.
Shots fired.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Boom. No, that's really really good. Obviously, for overall experience, Popeye's really good. The weather helps, obviously.
Yeah.
And but the second one was Acme Rapids, which is I forgot the name of the park. Where is that one? It's in Madrid somewhere.
Yeah. Is it?
Yeah.
That attraction.
No,
Is
the
that
other
one?
one.
Park Warner.
Oh.
Park Warner. That's the one.
Yeah.
But that one's an actual rapids as such. It's got effects as well, but even if the effects don't get you, the waves will. So that's a good one overall. But it's still a Dean favourite.
Dean approved.
Yeah.
What are there any UK rapids that are Dean approved?
Not really, no.
What's the best one?
Valhalla's Dean approved.
Yeah. It's not a rapid.
For obvious reasons, but the fire and just in general how I follow that, I could tell anybody how it's playing up because some days it plays up, some days it's fine. But no, I know a lot about that ride. Too much really. Another water ride, Tidal Wave, but that's gone downhill since all its branding. It went, Dr Pepper branding.
Yeah.
So I'm not as a fan on that. And same with Stormforce 10. It's lost its appeal as such, but can't lose any appeal for Valhalla. That's still really good. But I swear they did some work to Valhalla on its last drop. It's a lot drier than it used to be. People might not agree, but it's certainly a lot smoother down that last drop. And obviously, not as much water comes in the boat on that last drop. So hopefully they are trying to get that drier, and then everybody will like it more.
Mm-hmm.
It still won't be dry as a bone, but it certainly will be better than nothing.
You probably hate me saying this, but I can't remember going on Valhalla. So
yeah, that is a big question. That I say, oh, you've been on, because somebody's been to Blackpool. I go, oh, you've been on Valhalla. Says, what was Valhalla?
Yeah.
They just think that facade, that big facade, is just the theming, just to block out the houses behind or something.
I think it's always been closed when I've gone. That's the problem.
Yeah, it's only ever been closed for the all day once, and then obviously I got really disheartened because then I had to go on the rickety wooden roller coasters that I'm not a fan of. But
what about the monorail? Go on.
That's probably the only coaster that scares me.
Really?
Yeah, going up that lift hill, I'm not a fan, and going down that first drop, not a fan at all. Once I've done that first drop,
it's easy after that.
Bit of a monorail then, isn't
it? Exactly.
Not really, but no. No, it's enjoyable, but I still don't like it. It's the only one that I don't go to Blackpool. I only go for Valhalla. So
and maybe Construction 18.
Yes.
That
should be good. Obviously, Helix is my best coaster, and I love that to bits. with the game. But the only thing with the game is you're always moving through the queue. You can't actually stay still for any length of time.
Yeah, it's true.
Hope that there's something in Blackpool's queue as well that's similar to Helix. Would be good. So,
Fair enough. Someone asked if we've been to Hyde Park yet for Winter Wonderland.
I haven't, no, because I've got a mortgage. So I don't intend to get one.
So you don't plan to go?
No. I just try and keep it because this is the time where I save my money.
Yeah.
Save my money for 5 months, and then I've got money to go to these parks.
That makes sense.
Yeah. But I begrudge paying. Apparently, they're about £9, aren't they? Each ride.
Olympia looping is £9 a ride.
Yeah. And I will find fares. I went to Ilkeston Fair back in, I think it was October, obviously because there was a top scan there, and that was £3 a go, and I went on that twice. But
that's not too bad.
No, that was really good. Good cycle, not too long, not too short. But top scans and KMG afterburners are the fair rides that I'll search out and try and ride, not in a theme park, because we all know that in a theme park they're not very well run. Apart from Eagle's Claw, that one's quite good. Which is in Flamingo Land, isn't it? Is that one? Or is it Lightwater Valley?
No, Lightwater Valley. Yeah.
Yeah, Lightwater Valley. That's got a very good setting because it slows down and carries on.
Yeah, there's flip flop at Flamingo Land.
No, we've not done that one.
That is very good. The cycle is so long. It's
really
crazy. It's
but I
stupidly long.
Well, obviously I can't. I'd say I'd prefer Maelstrom because that never fails to deliver.
Yeah, no, Maelstrom's very good.
Yeah, apart from when it doesn't park. It doesn't park very well, and then they have to reset it. And then because the little floor bit doesn't come up.
I'd say
quite a lot.
Maelstrom's, I think, better, but then you get a much longer cycle on flip flop. So I'd rather go on flip flop than Maelstrom. But if you had the same length, I'd say Maelstrom. Thank you. So you missed all of that introduction, but we'll do it again. Okay, so.
Hold on. Where's this? There you go. Hold on.
We'll start up again. This is the intro Mark 2. Okay, so.
There you go.
Hello and welcome to the stream on the 30th of November 2016. It's the 11th Coastal Lounge. We've got Aaron, Brendan, Zoe, and Dean, but he was hashtag unavailable. So, yeah, we're back.
We're back.
They can't even see you yet, Dean.
I just realised that they can't even see it, so that was pointless. Oh, man. I apologise. As I was saying to everyone, to the guys before you could hear, the crashes, I've been researching into the crashes for a while now, for a couple of weeks, and to no avail. I don't know whether it's my computer playing up. I don't know whether it's since that I've been at uni, or I haven't fully discovered yet. So what I need to do is I'll need to test it when I get back home. And if it is that there's a problem at uni, then basically we're screwed. So I'll have to figure something out. The streams will most likely be different if they're going to continue, just because of how much it crashes. I'd rather it not crash. I'm sure you'd rather it all not crash as well. But let's get straight back into discussion. So just before we left, we were talking about Maelstrom and that kind of thing. So Dean, take it away.
It was obviously we've got Maelstrom at Drayton Manor, and then Leesburg in Sweden are having a giant one, aren't they? They're having called Loki.
Yep.
That's for next year, and then they're having a dive coaster for 2018. So once all that's in, that'll be a really good park. I love it there. It's really nice.
You happy about a dive coaster, or would you rather have seen something else?
Well, what else would you want there if you've already got a really lovely, Mack Mega Coaster? What else? It's at least we've got a B&O more than an Intamin there. But we already had an Intamin there because that one's going to replace it.
Yeah.
So, but it always looks as if that's going to stall every launch.
What? Really?
Kanonen, yeah, that's going. So obviously everybody will have to get out there before Kanonen goes. That will close at some point next
Yep.
year.
The thing is, they probably don't have a lot of room to expand, so I think Dive
Yeah.
Coaster was quite a good choice.
Yeah, it's
As
very quite
it's
compact.
vertical, it has tunnel, so you can use
I mean, if it's
that.
well themed, it'll be lovely.
Yeah, dive coasters are very easy to theme. And they
And
are
the
a lot
color
better when they
scheme
are.
looks really good.
It does look cool. It's what? How tall was it? Was it the tallest in Europe? Was it? I can't remember. There was some stats.
Can't recall
Probably
the
was.
height,
I can't remember.
but it is
I guess it's not hard to beat, really, because obviously Oblivion's not really high.
47 meters in height, and it has a drop of 50 meters.
Fair enough.
That makes for a very interesting tunnel, then, I guess.
Yeah, just like Oblivion, except you
Well-
can't beat Oblivion's tunnel.
Yeah, it'll be good.
Yes.
Yes.
The station looked good on the drawings, the
Yeah.
art impression, artist.
And like
impressions.
Woden inspired.
Yeah.
Well, it's all Northic. Yeah, that kind of thing, isn't it? That kind of theming.
I'm curious how they're gonna execute the queue line. Because they don't have a lot of room, so I hope it's not gonna be a cattle pen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Will one of their Burger Kings go? Because that's where where it'll go, won't it? Where all them buildings were in that area.
I've never really had a look at the part map, so I wouldn't know.
Yeah. Well, there's like in that area, you've got Boulder at the back, and then you've got like a toilet block where, which is quite interesting because when you're in the toilet and Kanonen launches, it's like a bomb's going off. It's shakes.
That's
So
cool.
yeah, hold your heads. But yeah, but I think they might get rid of these like buildings that are in that area, and at the back of that's where you've got the old spin rock, which that'll be going. I take it that's already closed now, isn't it? Because that'll be going ready for Loki.
Mm-hmm. And they've also announced their water park for 2021.
When are they going to put that?
Yeah, they announced like yesterday or today they announced that. So it seems to be a big trend around the world to add water parks.
I'm not a water park fan.
No, same.
No.
But I do get why they invest
Well, yeah,
in it.
makes it but their hotel, they're on resort hotels, not close enough, so they lose competition to like Gothia Towers, which is just outside the entrance. But
Yeah.
I think it's quite a way, isn't it? They're on-site resort or they're on their own hotel. But no, it's a lovely place to visit.
It'd be definitely an interesting part to keep track of over the next few years.
Well, yeah. I love it there. You should see me. I'm trying to ride the coaster, play the game, ride the coaster, play the game.
Is it such a good game?
Well, no, I just like cheating it really, because if
Oh.
you're every 15 minutes you get somebody wins a fast track,
Yeah.
and it gives you a notification to get you a fast track, and I just like to beat it. But obviously, some of these people that go a lot get silly scores. But I like my name being, because if you play as soon as it resets, you get your name on the tellies around the queue line, and that's what I like to do, kind of thing. But you can put anything in there, and it'll come up on the TV, kind of thing.
Yeah.
But no, it's quite funny.
Is it actually skill based or luck based?
Skill, bit of both. But you need to know what you're doing. It's like, but they have updated it for this year. They took a game out to put a game in, and you have to have your iPhone or your Android. Other phones are available, and then you have to put that phone upside down and then press the circles and avoid the hexagons. And but it will only work if you've got it upside down, because I think the game's called Inverted Top Hat. So obviously you have to have it up. It's really, whoever's designed it's really good, because you have to do stuff. It's like, what's the other game? I don't think I've got it installed at the minute.
It's not in English though, is it? You have to figure out how.
Yeah. So I did spend a few hours.
Really?
Yeah.
Did they not?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
'Cause I downloaded it and tried how to go, but I didn't know what they wanted me to do, so I was like,
You would expect them to at
Yeah.
least put the option there.
No, it's
Yeah. Because but their online shop isn't in English either. The website is, but the shop isn't.
Hmm.
So that's something that they need to look for. But
Yeah.
but no, it's really good. It's because you don't really need it because the throughput's that good. But if you go on a busy day, you expect to wait about an hour.
Yeah,
for it.
that's not too bad.
But
Yeah.
I don't believe Leesburg is that busy too often.
No, well, we're not queued that low. About 40 minutes is the max.
What was
I
its visitors last year? I don't know.
I wouldn't know.
I'm not sure, but it's going up. I think it's going
Yeah.
up on there. But no, it's so easy to get to as well. You know, you get Fly Buzzana coaches straight from the airport, and you get straight there. So no, that's my aim, and obviously Taran is my other aim for this year. Yeah, I've not been. I have been to Fantasialand with a quest that's half Dean approved, but
Why half?
Yeah, why only half?
That one drop after the lift
yeah.
is just merciless. It's terrible.
What, the one that goes that's like down
It's
to the right?
like a legit slope down.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It is fun, but it's like well, I've not had chance to go on it when it's been really hot. I've only been in October. But apparently people said that, oh, you can get really bad on it. But we went on it like 3 times during the day and we weren't too bad. But I have seen videos on like YouTube that you can come off really bad.
I was absolutely soaked. Like,
if you're in the wrong place. But it's like, it's quite funny because you haven't got time to reset from that second drop into the last drop. You haven't got time to reset because it's to try and avoid it because it's that quick between the 2 drops. But no, it's quite. Chapas is good. That's Chapas. A bit boring for me because there's nothing, no fire. It lacks fire for me. But it has
Is fire the key point for you?
It's
it
got
does have a disco though. That makes up for it.
And a smoke machine but I do like the turnaround conveyor thing. When you slammed to the wall, slammed to the left side. That's quite good. And then all the water follows it.
And the interaction with Colorado Adventure is really good as well.
Yeah. It's a good ride, but shame it was a year late. But I got to visit. I think it was not last year, the year before. We did a road trip, and we got to experience all that. But no, I will be back this year. And
yeah, you should. Tara's amazing.
Yes, I'm looking.
Very jealous. Man,
the only thing about River Quest is the queue line is so well themed, but then the ride itself just lacks theming everywhere.
Yeah, well,
especially the roof, the roof thing with the tornado, or what is it? The whirlpool.
Oh yeah,
so bare.
Yeah, and the lifts. It's like the council estate lifts when you're going up there.
Yeah.
Level 1. There you go. I mean, I don't know why they haven't themed them, but I reckon it's so they can easily get to all the to maintain it if they need to, or it's not on show from the path. So why do you need to theme it? But I don't know. That's the only bit that's.
Well, that's not really the Fantasialand thing, though.
No.
They like to theme everything.
Oh, yeah, so it's strange how they didn't, but and then you've got quite a good shot tower, haven't you? Misery Castle.
Yeah, that's quite
good. If you get Mystery before 2, Misery before 2, and then Mystery after 2. Apparently, you get a longer cycle after 2 o'clock. Don't ask me why.
Yeah, I didn't really notice it last time.
Yeah, I think if you go straight to the top, and then you do your little bouncy thing, then you're on misery. But then if you like, you think you only go halfway the first time on the first force up, and then you've got mystery, and it's a bit longer. Nothing drastic, you know. And just blow my nose. There you go.
Even Zoe's been on that drop tower.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
You
really
still
good.
can't. You still can't beat Apocalypse.
Apocalypse is good.
There is no drop tower that the standard. There's a Pacific Tower on Apocalypse at Drayton Manor that I love, which is not the one point nearest to the op cabin. It's the one at that, the one furthest that you stand up, and that because that one falls faster, and obviously the feeling of that is you know, because John Wardley said that you can't just build these rides higher to make them any better. And obviously, comparing that to Kraken Condor, I don't know how to pronounce that one at Portaventura, just because you fall further doesn't make that any better. So,
So
that's
which
my
tower's the
view.
best?
Which one?
They usually only operate two of the towers, don't they? Two.
Which
On Apocalypse.
Each day you can go both. Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah. If you go on a dead day, you can. It's a 50-50 gamble which tower's working. You see. So, but obviously the other one doesn't get as much use.
No.
So depend. I don't know how they choose which one they use, but the one next to the fifth element that stand up. Hopefully that we're back this year or next year.
Yeah.
Apparently. So,
No, I only did the stand up for the first time this year on
Yeah.
Apocalypse. When it started to pour down with rain, like completely chuck it down, and I went on stand up. I was the only one on it. It was pouring down with rain, and I was like, oh, I don't like this. It's good
weird.
though. It's good.
It's weird when it's raining and you fall and you can see the raindrops fall slower than you are.
Yeah. It
So when you
is
come back down,
weird.
but no, it's a good park, Drayton Manor is. It's
Yeah.
you know, if you can go midweek, you get the park to yourself. It's quite quiet, and you get your e-rides, and you get to see. Oh, let me just go and get it. 2 seconds.
Yeah, I'd like to apologise again for the crash earlier. Just quickly.
Don't jinx it.
Right. So yeah, you can see Dr. Ghostman's pink flowery mug.
Oh wow.
Yeah. As soon as I saw that, I thought I want to make this mug famous. So you got it's
pink flowery mug.
a mug. Yeah. So, but it is good what they've done to it. But I do miss the old thing. But that's like out of the video, it's just in the corner at the bottom. So
yeah,
so I just thought I wanted to make that like famous, that mug. So yeah, it was really good what they've done. Good use of audio for Midnight Syndicate.
Yeah, it was alright. I felt like the story's a bit cheesy, kind of, but it was an improvement on.
Oh yeah, what we was there because since they changed it, because they've changed it a few times to the back version, but that main room you couldn't hear what was said, and before it was changed, it just drabbled on a bit too much.
Yeah.
And it's like I want to get out of here now because it's just rambling on a bit, but no, it's really good. So, but no, I do like that, like Dr. Ghostman's pink flowery mug. Yeah. So,
That's
yeah.
great. It's funny. Brendan's discovered William, who's back in action. I like that. We had this back in the day when the channel was just starting out. There was this one guy called William, and I'd always pronounce his name wrong, and I'm still gonna do it right now. William Leah. And he would always get really annoyed that I pronounced his name wrong. And this was back in the day when we had like 100, 200 subs, and he was gone. he never turned up on any of the streams, and now he's back. So wow, it's crazy.
I think
so-
somebody mentioned about atmosphere. Oh yeah, there. Look, the atmosphere very disappointing. But I like the ambience. Atmosphere's fantastic for the ambience. You've got the drone right in the actual thing, and it's really good. The audio drone, it's really good. So but yeah, but that's really high, that one. But you can't choose whether you sit or you got to sit on that one.
I haven't really been on that many drop towers. I'm not a big fan of them. They're the only type of ride that scare me, just because of how high they are.
But then it's doing its job. Then people say,
Well, it is
"Oh,
doing
yeah,
its
yeah,
job,
you know."
But
But
yeah,
it is true though. All of us that ride these coasters again and again and again, I now get nothing when I go on them, and I'm
Yeah.
sure everybody's the same. It's like
yeah,
that
no fear.
apprehension when you
No.
know, Oblivion started it off for me all, and
Mhm.
now going on them doesn't do anything. Well, it does do. It's like quite if people, you know, all my friends, you know, people that go on them with me, you know, all I do is sit there, no expression, nothing. Not now, anyway. I used to, but it was quite interesting because when I went last year back to Leesburg, I got back on Helix and I did have expression on my face for one ride. But then once I remembered the layout, it just shows you ride these rides again and again and again, you do get used to them. So yeah,
Yeah, it's very true.
yeah,
The fear of going on a roller coaster definitely gets just disappears after you've been
Yeah.
on so many, which is
Yeah.
unfortunate. I remember, well, only a few years ago, Oblivion used to be the only ride that I went on that scared me, and then even that went away, and then now it's just been nothing. So drop towers are the only kind
Yeah.
of ride that really get me.
Don't think they would ever like dissipate, you know, because unless you went on them enough.
Yeah,
There's always, even when I do Apocalypse, there's always a bit, oh, this is a bit high. There's always a little thought, but
Yeah.
it's obviously
It's
not
the
for
going
long.
up. It's always the going up. Like especially on the stand up one when it goes up really slowly, and I'm like, okay, this isn't too bad. You tilt forward. Then it starts to go really quick, and I'm just thinking, oh, I don't like this.
Well, that's for food. That's for throughput purposes to get
Is
you
it?
up there, quick get you back there.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
well, it's to tease you a bit to go out the station,
Yeah.
and then as soon as it's out the funnel bit,
Yeah.
then it goes up quickly. You know, otherwise throughput to be even worse than it is already.
When I'm at the top, I'm fine, but it's just that getting up there. It's just I just don't like it. Don't like it at all.
Yeah.
People are putting hashtags in the chat. Hashtag we want Dancing Dean.
Oh,
Said that a few times. I don't know that it's time for Dancing Dean yet. I think
No, I think a bit later, but I just needed to verify. Are we still under copyright restriction from YouTube for audio if we pick the wrong track?
We'll just sing it.
Yeah. No, I need that's the only thing with Dancing Dean. I need a good track to do it.
we are,
Yeah.
but you can just go for it anyway.
Okay.
Isn't there like a maximum time you can play music?
It depends.
Like half a minute or something?
It's whether the YouTube system can pick it up. So if we were to talk over him playing the music
At the time, yeah,
then
it wouldn't be too
they
bad.
wouldn't pick it up. But if it's like longer than like 20 seconds,
But even if you were doing it live, they wouldn't do it. Did they check it live, or is
No,
it
no.
only for recording?
Yeah.
When-
So
yeah.
when people go back and watch it,
Yeah, then it won't.
Yeah.
It'll do it.
Yeah.
So I've got something that I might try for you in a bit
You
later.
could always cut it out and make it a stream special
could do.
if you're concerned about the video being removed.
Nah, just go for it, Dean. Just go for it.
Yeah.
Whenever.
A bit later.
Yeah. a bit
Save
later.
that for later.
People are wanting specific tracks. Dean
Oh,
will choose his own. Choose his own. You got to get the right
It
music.
has to be good to make it funny. Yeah, I have to pick the right one. Because people go, oh, do you Dancing Dean? I says, I can't to this. A lot of them. I mean, if you go back and watch the actual dancing, the ones that I've done back on, on Theme Park Worldwide, the ones I have done, they are funny tracks, and that's the only reason because I can make them funny, you see. But like just normal tracks that are really slow, like. If anybody requests, a Helix or any theme park music, no, it's got to be funny track. which I might get, from the vlog in Florida, the Toothsome Chocolate Emporium. That's got some funny audio, so we might go with that one. So
Someone suggested doing it to the my outro song, which wouldn't work at all.
I've never heard of it. So.
Have you not? Yeah,
Nah.
it's just some very like.
Yeah, you
like,
can't really dance to it
no,
at
it's
all.
not. It's not a dancing song at all.
Impossible.
Yeah, like Flavstar's got a good one. The Piranha soundtrack, that's a good one. But I've already done that one. You see,
It'll be different every time.
Yeah, well, it's quite good. That one was really shake your maracas. So yeah,
I like it.
But
I like
not now. In a bit.
No, yeah, in a bit.
Yeah.
In a bit.
Yeah.
To everyone who wants to, who is asking about Theme Park Worldwide, if you head over to Dean's website, which is dean8001.co.uk, I'll put it in chat. You can read through there, and there you go.
Yeah.
He explains in great detail what happened in that situation, and it's better not to talk about it now. You can read it for yourself, and then you don't need to know that much. There isn't that much to know.
So. Well, anything you need to know is on that page.
Yes,
that's it. And the Coaster Crate little interview that was done. All of it's on. It's all on there.
For the lazy ones.
Hey.
No, Aaron directly linked straight to it.
I did that last night. See, each section's now a subdomain.
Yeah, instead of it being, I saw it before it was .html at the end.
Yeah,
so
they're all
nice.
subdomains now. So
you're going up in the world.
Yeah. Funny you say that. I've got a big joke going on with my friend, but I can't go into too much detail with that one. It's quite funny, but going up in the world, that's quite funny. You made me laugh saying that. But, yeah.
What other questions have we had? I'm sure we've had loads of questions while we've just been ranting.
I saw people talking about the new roller coaster coming to Energylandia.
Oh yeah, the Intamin Hypercoaster.
It's gonna be good.
I like the what they're not calling it. They're not calling it a dive loop, but it looks very much like a dive loop. I like that. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's a cool turnaround.
I'm a big fan of dive loops. So, but yeah, it looks like an interesting ride.
I'm not too sure about the tunnel though.
Yeah, they changed it, didn't they? The initial rendering is different.
They added
to the
a tunnel, even though it's not like underground or anything.
They added a tunnel, and they've shortened the end quite a bit.
Yeah, but that doesn't bother me too much, as they did add some nice airtime hills and stuff.
Splashdown as well, or some sort
of
splashdown.
Yeah, well, splashdown is fun and all, but
yeah. It looks interesting.
It's
people
more
are saying
for
like
viewing purposes, not really ride experience.
People are saying it could be one of the best ones in Europe.
It looks really promising.
Yeah, it does look promising.
And the trains are really good as well.
It's difficult to gauge just from a rendering, isn't it? You need to see it in action and gauge the opinions. But it does look promising.
But that park is absolutely crazy.
It's getting loads of funding it's had so much input over the last few years, hasn't it?
It's working on like 19 rides.
Yeah.
It's absolutely crazy.
Mental.
Like the park opened in 2014 or something, and it's already got or planning on opening or having 11 rides or roller coasters.
They just haven't stopped expanding it. Let's just keep going.
Crazy.
And I don't even know where is it?
It's in Poland. Which I guess is kind of decent because they don't really have any larger parks. But I'm not sure if Poland is really waiting on such a big park. I don't know. I think the location could have been better.
It would be cool if you had like the best theme park in the world to be like unknown and like at the far reaches of.
It could be. You never know. There might be one that's very good and that not a lot of people have been to.
Well, it's kind of like Wildfire, just kind of in the middle of nowhere with a world-class ride.
Yeah. So then only the hardcores would know about it. So that makes it more special.
Someone asked, what should they name the new coaster?
Well, it's probably going to be a Polish name, as they did for a couple of their roller coasters. But otherwise, I wouldn't know. I'm terrible with names.
Yeah, no.
When I'm
Names are
like in No
difficult.
Limits 2, I never name my rides because I just can't think of anything.
Just call it Jeff 1. That'd be
Just-
my name. For everything. Yeah, no, naming's always difficult. Very difficult. What other questions do we have? Going back to Winter Wonderland, me and Zoe will be visiting Winter Wonderland to ride Olympia looping. Just once, obviously, because we're not spending more than £9 on a ride, because that's just crazy. So we'll ride it once, and hopefully we get a good seat. Otherwise, screwed. But
Yeah, back row, man. It's so forceful.
back row or front, that would be the best. But we'll see.
I believe they, like this week, they got the last couple of cars in, so the trains are longer now.
Throughput's insane. Apparently, it's like 3,000 or something.
Really?
It's just
3,000?
crazy. It's mental, absolutely mental. Yeah.
Is it always busy there? Is it really packed?
I'm
I've never been.
Neither have I.
No, I've never been.
I'm only going for Olympia looping.
Yeah.
So it's just pretty bad, but
But like I said earlier, I'm only interested fair rides, as
Yeah.
in a few flats that
Yeah.
have been installed in theme parks that I enjoy at theme parks that are run really slowly or whatever, that are better run fair ride wise.
yeah. No, that's fair enough.
Well, we have some fairs here, and like KMG Afterburners usually have
Yeah.
terrible routines on fairs, and they're actually better in the parks.
Really? Yeah.
Or, well, it really depends on which one you go. But like some are just so terrible.
Just don't get going, and then before you've got there,
It's
just
like
keep
2
up
full
there.
swings and that's it.
Wow.
Money back, please.
Yeah, I know, right?
I'd like a refund.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
That's the gamble we have with these fair rides. You pay your money, what you're gonna get for it. So that's what I've always been like. Scare mazes, fair attractions, roller coasters. I hate paying per ride.
Oh,
It
yeah,
has
no.
to be included. And then you can do what you want. You go on it as many times as you want.
Yeah.
This is true.
Then you can, because I do like. What was it? Because I do like riding the same coaster again and again and again. I like
you'll
to
do?
ride. Yeah. But not as much now, since obviously I won my pass back in 2007. If somebody asked me to do that again, I probably wouldn't, because I don't do it as much. But what I tend to do now is I'll get a new novel coaster, ride it a lot, and then not have to go back again and ride it again. Or when I do go back, I ride it the normal general public 1 or 2 times. But when it's new, it's still novel kind of thing. So
Yeah, I see what you mean.
like it's wearing off. But I do like obviously any new coaster. So shame we've got a flat year coming up, and then flattish. And then we'll be got quite a few popping up for 2018.
Yeah, it'd be very interesting. Can't wait to get on. I mean, people are talking about it in the chat. Can't wait to go on SW8 and Project 2018.
Yeah.
It'd be good to have a very good wooden coaster in the UK, well, compared to what we have.
I mean, if it doesn't shake you about, and it's a nice smooth coaster. I mean, at Wodan at Europa Park, I'll go on it, yeah, but I won't go on it stupid amount of times, because it does start getting a bit fast during it, and I don't like it. That's just my personal preference.
Yeah.
But I just like to, I like these like smooth coasters that go wee. You know what I mean, like
I see what you mean.
Helix, and what I mean. I don't want it to like rush around the track.
No.
It needs, like Blue Fire, but you were utterly disappointed with Blue
I was.
Fire.
I think I'm
But-
very
but-
much the opposite to you.
Yeah.
You like it, the casual. I'm very much all in for the force and the speed and the thrill.
I don't mind that.
No.
So I don't mind that. But not in too many times. in moderation. That's the word. So
I could just sit on wood and ride it over and over. I think it's great. Yeah.
whereas I could do that on Blue Fire fine, but
Yeah. I think
my
we could all
body,
do it on Blue Fire.
yeah. It's just I just can't physically take it. I mean, when I went with Sean and Lee to Leesburg the first time, that first day, I think we must have done Helix about 30 odd times.
Jeez.
And that last ride, I shouldn't have done because I was really poorly. The one before that, I thought I just want to get off this. I wanted to do it, but
That's crazy.
I know it a lot too many times, but
Like-
I shouldn't have done it. You know, as much as you don't want to do them. This is why when I did my pass, you see, because somebody did actually say in the chat, how did you win it?
Yeah.
But there was a little thing. I'll just get you this in the theme park drawer. Where is it? See, you've got this like adrenaline week that Alton Towers did. Let me just minimize that so I can see what I'm doing. There you go. So it was, you filled a scorecard out for all them rides. And then I did 13 on each. So I filled the whole scorecard basically. And I did it on 13 on each, 52 rides in a day. I'd done it by 2 o'clock. Because it was that day.
4 hours worth. That's
yeah.
crazy.
It started at 9 o'clock.
Wait, so
got your
52
ERT.
divided by 4. What's 52 divided by 4?
It'd be 13, isn't it? Well, near enough. Would be.
Well,
I think there's
yeah,
31.
13 and out, obviously. Yeah. That was stupid.
Yeah.
So how many? 60 divided by 13. So you got on a coaster every 4.6 minutes.
Wow.
So, you know, it'd take you 2 minutes to go through the cycle.
Yeah. Well, which one did I do first? So I think because I got the ERT hour. I think Rita back then was probably the newest one.
Yeah.
So that was quite easy. I enjoyed doing that 13 times. That was.
Oh, I think Rita's great.
Yeah.
I actually quite enjoy it.
Nemesis was a bit more of a challenge, you know, because it's a bit.
I can imagine.
You know, but there were terms and conditions saying you did have to go back round the queue line every time, because this day and age now they won't do any competitions like this for health and safety reasons. But the worst one was Air Galactica, as it's now known, because obviously the exit and the entrance and the ride itself was just an utter bore. To do it 13 times, that you have to walk round, you know, each time. So that took a while, that one did. But and then Oblivion, I think Oblivion was the one that I did really quick. But no, but then if somebody asked me to do that again, I'd have a go, but I don't think I could do it. You know, so but it's all about uniqueness now and having a good time now. It's not about overusing them now. So it's like Europa Park, you go for enjoyment and chill out there, because people, you know, if you go to like Thorpe Park, for instance, it's about getting on the coasters, you know, thrill park, whereas Europa Park's chilled out, and then going to Queen's Diamonds, that's another Dean favourite, Queen's Diamonds, you know, so that's a good one.
Next time I go to Europa Park, I definitely will do all of the more entertaining side of things, because as you said, I just went for the coasters mainly.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You can't miss Queen's Diamonds. That's a Dean special. That is, you see. Yeah.
I didn't do it, and I was there for 3 days.
What?
Yeah. Yeah. But the thing is, because it's been redone. Because I think Sean sent an email, and it's all been redone, and they've changed the system. But it's now you got a minute and a half. But obviously, if there's quite a few people there, it does take a while to go through each person.
Yeah, the queue was quite long.
Yeah, it does take a while, but what's in there, and because it's all technical, how it's all automated, because you open the door, the system starts itself, and then you just go walk through, and then there's like quite a few beams there now, and you open the door, and it all does it itself. I just like all that kind of technical stuff, and it looks good, and you can actually play it. But when I was first there, it was a bit broken. There was like only 6 beams working. But when you open the door, one of the beams weren't level. So as soon as you open the door, the beams your lives would count down. So it would go, wah, 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 and then you would keep losing lives each time because the beam was broke permanently. So, and obviously because of the language barrier, I can't just go to guest services. Can you fix it, please? Yeah, you know. So yeah, no, it hopefully when we get back there in May next year, it's still as good. So and obviously Food Loop, you know, that's a different kettle of fish to the one we've got back in the UK. But for me, obviously, when you go there, you're on holiday, aren't you? If I go now I'm only down the road, you see, for that one.
Yeah.
So hopefully, comparing Helix to Blackpool's version of Helix, you know, you can't compare it. But at the end of the day, for us, we're not actually, you know, going away, are you? We're travelling to it, so it's not going to be the same feeling. But if it's, you know, so I'm sure it'll still be as good because at least we've got one. That one where you go underneath Pepsi Max's monorail lift hill. That should be quite good, you know, that bunny hop. That's the bit I'm looking forward to. So yeah.
I got a question actually. What do you think of people on, you know, on Silver Star when you're got all the loading bays? When I went, it was just one massive jumble.
Yeah,
I think it's awful.
Yeah, you're not like that.
No, it's terrible.
I mean, I don't mind it because you can pick and choose where you sit.
Yeah.
Back in the day, it used to be a big gamble. You know, it used to make a big difference when I wanted to ride a coaster. You know, fun I enjoy on most of them, but it makes it easier for that. But like Blue Fire, obviously I think that was their first ride that they started batching because they batch to keep the throughputs up.
Yeah.
But they never normally do that, and obviously I think they batch on Wodan as well. You know, but no, it's obviously probably not needed, or they're not bothered.
It's just one giant mess.
Yeah, it's always been like that.
I don't like it.
No.
Well, they should like batch and let people choose their own row at the same time. Like just let some people through and just see how it goes, where they'll end up waiting for which line, and then just let people in accordingly. Like
just stop.
Taron had the same thing, and I literally went to the front row queue every single time just because I didn't want to have a middle seat.
Yeah.
Because they didn't take requests there, which is annoying.
Yeah, it's like Smiler doesn't, you know, and never has. Well, they put signs up saying that you can't wait for the front and stuff like that.
Some people do let you wait though if you ask.
Yeah, you can't. If you don't ask, you don't get, do you?
Yeah.
So you know. So when I was in Madrid, there was this like shoot the chute ride, water ride, and it took me like 3 attempts to get the front ride because obviously. I don't know what it's called. It was just like tidal wave, but bigger boats, up, down, stupidly wet. And I went on the back, and it was stupidly wet. So I wanted to try the front, and it was even more stupidly wet. So you know, because I may not get back there, you see. So I wanted to do that, but to get the front, it was like they keep piling them on. But luckily, I was allowed to wait 3 rides to get the front, and in the end, he just let me through. It's only me, you see. But I like my water rides, you see, especially when it's all nice. Yeah. So yeah, and that was just pointless though, because it's like up and down, you know. But I did like me at me rapids, you know. So.
What about Atlantica Super Splash then?
All the ones at Europa Park, I don't think they don't like you getting you wet really at Germany. Apart from the rapids, that's a bit because they can't stop you getting wet on rapids.
Oh, and the buttons.
Yeah.
The cannons.
Yeah. There's two on that one, so that can get you quite bad. But Poseidon and Atlantica Super Splash, they're never been really wet. Ever.
Yeah, you get more wet in the queue for what's it? The family coaster.
Pegasus.
Man. Yeah, Pegasus. You get more in the queue. You get more wet in the queue for that than on Poseidon itself.
But I'm not a fan of Poseidon because it's too rough on the coaster element.
It is
quite rough, but I enjoyed it more than Atlantica because that is just
because when I went on Journey to Atlantis at SeaWorld in Florida, obviously I thought, oh, this bit's good because obviously not only it's a water ride, it's a bit of a coaster as well. But obviously the coaster bit on that one is like just a little curve and into a splash. That's it. So obviously when I went onto Poseidon, then I kind of realised why anybody wouldn't want too much coasters track of
Yeah.
on these rides, really.
Yeah.
But yeah, Arthur in the chat's another good ride. That's another one that's like random. You know, when you ride it again and again and again, you see how it changes.
It's a shame we can't understand the
It's a
story.
it's a beautiful ride, especially when you fly over that one street.
Yeah, and the
That
music's
is-
going.
Yeah.
From what I've
Oh.
guessed is if you all press the button, I think you don't go backwards. I may be wrong here, but if each person presses their button and the buttons work, you don't go outside backwards. But I think if you fail because each road turns, doesn't it, and it goes
Yeah.
backwards
Yeah.
outside. I think if you defeat the guy or something by pressing your button
Wait,
in
there's a
time,
button.
yeah,
Yeah,
there's a
there
button on
was.
the restraint. Yeah,
Didn't even know that.
But I didn't know it had anything to do with like the turning or something.
well, it may not be. I'm only
Oh,
guessing, but
okay.
because I was trying to work it out. Sometimes you go backwards out that section, sometimes you don't, and if you're around if you go backwards, then it's quite pretty forceful at the back. But no, that was really nice to get on.
The
Europa
queue
Park.
for Arthur is terrible though.
Yeah, it's quite.
Like the
Yeah.
outside part is nice and all, but once you pass the locker area, it's terrible.
Yeah.
In what way?
It's just a
plain.
massive kettle pan, and there's like usually the railings you would be able to sit on them, but these are like the spiky
Please
wooden
don't sit or
things.
stand on any queue line fences.
Ah,
But no, no, I thought it was quite all right. Hot, obviously, on a hot day, it's too hot in there.
mhm.
But luckily we've never queued outside.
Well,
We've
when I queued
I did.
inside, it broke down twice, so that may have made a little difference in my experience as well.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I do
maybe.
like the little startup siren that it's got. You know, for the walkway that's going to start.
Yeah.
But
That's cool. The way that they get everyone on.
yeah, and the single rider works really well on that. Really
Yeah.
well. So if it's got a queue, then you just use single rider. But the lockers are a bit of a faff.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, because you don't know which side, because it looks different from each side. So when you're collecting your baggage, people don't remember which side they've used it. So when you scan anything, you scan your ticket again, it doesn't work.
Mhm.
I had a bit of a fright as well when I went back to ride the Hulk in Florida. They've not got they've got like you scan your ticket lockers now for Hulk, and you're forced to put everything in there. It's not like fingerprint. So when I did that, I forgot my phone. No, I had my wallet in, but I needed something to put my fast pass in there.
Right.
So they forced me to go back in and put all that out. But the way I was being rushed, because it was closing, it was already closed. They said, come back round and we'll let you in because the ride was closed. And put it all back in. But I didn't take everything out, because you're supposed to take everything out, close the door, then rescan it. So I was really concerned that that locker would then think that there was nothing in there and would then open on the next transaction, so to speak, and open all my stuff. So, but luckily, I think there's sensors in there, so it knows stuff in there. But I'm not a fan of that at all. I want my stuff in my pockets, and obviously I've got zip pockets on anything. I never do no zip pockets on anything. So that's why I don't wear shorts. So if you see any vlogs where it's stupid degree heat, I don't wear shorts for that reason, because I've not found any shorts that got zip pockets. So yeah, and that's that really. So, got any more questions? What we got?
It's probably loads. Let me just go through Someone asked, "What's the best themed area in the world?" That's a very difficult question.
It is.
Well, it better be Beano Land. I don't exist anymore. I was there on the last day of Beano Land, and they had a little kids pie fight. But then we did the last ever ride on what was it called, Billy's Whizzer, and that's another water ride, isn't it? So that was quite fun because they just left all the jets up round the outside on, so that was a good one. But no, it's a shame when all these new areas kind of close. I don't like that, but it's like CBeebies Land, obviously. Just going off on a tangent, CBeebies Land has been redone from an existing area. I don't like all that. I want them to build it from scratch, and we don't get that very often now. So yeah, but no. So obviously, same with Wild Asia. Then all they've done is just made it on that. But what's everybody's opinions of Chessington? It's because it seems to be dying slightly. And
it needs investment.
And why have they got away with their log flume?
The log flume is quite abysmal.
Yeah, but how come they've got away with keeping it open?
I don't know.
They've managed to keep theirs open, haven't they? I know obviously Alton Towers can't keep theirs open because there's going to be a coaster in the way in a few years' time. But it's a shame.
Both.
But it's a shame. It's a shame. Is that what you think about Thorpe Park as well? Do you think there'll be a coaster there instead of the ride? It's a bit, because obviously this leads me on for all these rides that are closed. Next year, these rides need to be open. Yes, I know they've already announced that Loggers Leap's not going to be open, but it doesn't make any difference to the general public. It makes it worse. It's just sat there. It's been sat there for a year. Same with Alton Towers. I know they're doing Towers Loving Care, but you don't want another ride in 2 years' time if you can't open the ones you've got.
Yeah,
that's my thing.
True.
It's like, you got Charlie and Chocolate Factory there. We'll just put some bushes over it. No one will see it. Nothing to see here. I just know it. I've only been like 3 or 4 times this year because nothing's drawing me back. You see. So because even if I visit with some friends by lunchtime or even earlier now, you've done all the coasters because that's really all that's been open this year.
It is a shame. It is a shame.
Yeah, and I know if they've got to save money, they've got to save money at the end of the day. But no, it needs to all come back fighting and then do some events to even get your annual pass holders back.
Yeah.
That's if it doesn't bring the general public in, it gets your attendance back up, even if the event's not that good. It certainly gets you through the time. But it's a shame because obviously, I don't know how long Alton Towers can run, with just a Scarefest event and a firework event, because that's all they do.
And they're two very close events, aren't they?
The rest
nothing, and then
the rest of the year they don't do anything. And one year they even classed summer as an event. They didn't do anything in the park, but they just classed the season summer as an event. But it needs something. Somebody needs to go, look, we'll do X, Y, and Z and see how much people come for it. But somewhere along the line, no one will take that risk. You see, which is a shame. It's like Summer Nights at Thorpe Park. That's gone now, hasn't it? That was a good initial event for people to these little events to keep more money flowing in for the parks that are outside of normal opening hours, kind of things.
What do you think we'll see Alton Towers kind of keep the same amount of things open this year as next year, and then come back all guns blazing in 2018? Or do you think? I'd like to see that.
Yeah. But... Well, they just need to, because I don't think they're ever prepared these days now to that if they get a busy day. So they can't just go, right, we're going to be busy. They need to focus more on booking online so they know how many they're going to get and be proactive. Because I mean, I've heard reports, you know, with my friend when the other coaster people have been, you know, that like they had a big long queue for an ice cream stand at 3 o'clock in the afternoon on a Saturday or Sunday, but they wanted to close at 3 o'clock, but they still had a queue. So the manager then went to the end of the queue saying, "Sorry, we're closing now." You know, it's 3 o'clock and it's hot. You can't do things, you know. It's like, but there's no room for manoeuvre if they're busier than expected, you know. So because obviously they've got used to being quiet, which is I can understand, fair enough, but you know, you can't struggle these days, can you? You know, because back in the day it seemed to be more prepared, you know, like how many monorails they've got on and stuff. But a lot of that doesn't affect us because we either walk or stuff, but for a general guest it does make a lot of difference, doesn't it?
Yeah, I'd like to see, you know, for when the new coaster arrives, everything else kind of it just picks everything back up. I'd like to see that happen.
Yeah,
I don't know if it will, but it'd be a perfect
it needs to be before then, really, if they can. You know, because I believe they need to lower the price or do something to make it a bit more value. Because I mean, what we've lost this year to keep it the same at £51.60, I think it is, or something, is, you know, I know it doesn't affect us, you see, but no, there's something needs to be done, you know, because it can't go on for long, and just get people in, you know, no matter how bad the event is, just get your annual pass holders there and do something, and then it might even bring general public there, you know. So yeah.
Craig just put in the chat, I miss Subterra. I miss Subterra as well.
That's had a good thing, you know, with the sound effects. We pick up me and me two friends that we like, and we've got the doors closing announcement, because obviously it goes doors closing. You only get off that last one, then it just cuts off, and then you've got Tatch naffing. So you know, where it's, you know, little things that, rather than we like taking the Michael kind of thing with them, and it's really, you know, really good from our side, you know, and we really enjoy it. But that will be one of them that it obviously, if it doesn't reopen, that I will miss, because since it's reprogramming and since it's had all its change, this is what they need, filler attractions, because we were disappointed with Ripsaw when that just disappeared. And what's that been replaced with? You know, what's it called? Oh, I can't remember the name of it now, but you know,
what is that called?
It's on the tip of my tongue, but you know, it's one of them things that the wipeout thing. Forbidden Sweep. That's it.
Forbidden Sweep.
Yeah. Next time you're at the checkout and you hear the beep, 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 think of the fun you could be having on Forbidden Sweep. Yeah. So
bad.
yeah. No, I know. So would the public rather have that there? I don't
think so.
No. So but no, it's just all these, you know, it's little things that being ripped out of the heart and soul of Alton Towers that, you know, really that really gets me. And I can't put my finger on whether I'm growing out of the coasters, or the parks themselves are getting really bad. You know, so but so Dean, somebody says about crazy evac stories. I don't have any drama on any ride other than Valhalla, and I've had about 8 or 9 evacs on that.
That's crazy.
Wow.
Yeah.
Is that because you've just been on it that much?
No, it is a daily thing. It's like they have to get cafe staff and all sorts to come and help with the evacs, because if they can't reset it, because it was quite funny. One of them, it was like, they turn the lights come on automatically, I think, and the music stops, and then they'll say, "Riders of Valhalla, please remain seated. The ride will restart shortly." And then they'll reset it, and it says, "The ride will restart shortly. Please remain seated." And then the lights went off. The ride is about to restart, and then it did. And then the lights came back on again, and then we had an evac because for some reason something else. They managed to reset it, but it didn't work or something. But then it was quite funny. And then I think it was I think we've had 9 because I'll work it out because where I've stopped. That I mean, it's like, but I will myself on to have an evac. Yeah, it's going to stop because I'll keep riding it till I get my evac, and then I'll go home then. But no, I've had quite a few on there. But if you ever stop just before the last drop, you get to go down the Dean stairs, because you're the last people to get like evac because you're the furthest one in the ride kind of thing. And you get to go down the Dean stairs, and then you've got like these half sodden people because obviously how far you've got round, and then they always get you to the exit, and then you all queue up because 9 times out of 10 it can be fixed instantly, and then you all go back on first. So it's quite funny. But no, I've had a few minor evacs everywhere else, but nothing's right home about. And obviously Valhalla's the one that you can't really see inside. You want to see inside kind of thing. So I really enjoy that. But I've seen most of it now. But no, I like the fire lighting reservices. They know me on there, so if the fire goes out, I ask them nicely, can you relight the fire, and they relight it for me. So it's really
Relight the fire.
yeah. Funny you sing
Brendan's
that
back.
because me and my friend were saying, wouldn't it be funny when they go in there, they just press a button and then you get a bit of Take That in there all the way through it. Relight the fire. Obviously kill the ambience, but no, it will be quite funny. So but yeah, I don't know, but no, really enjoy Valhalla, but we're hopefully still looking after it. I think they know now they've got to keep it running, and my worry with obviously the pending new coaster, everything's got to be on throughputs as well, on top throughputs, and keep it full,
Yes.
because I don't think it can run now 12 boats, and obviously you hear stories of the monorail, the big one, sorry, on one train operation, so just because when you have these new coasters, you've got to make sure everything else are on top form, otherwise that's when it causes issues. We all know what Thorpe Park does when you go there normally, because generally on a general day all their coasters have downtime all the time throughout the day, every day, all year. And
true.
obviously you notice that on a busy day, not so much on a dead day, but you notice that a lot, whereas it doesn't seem to affect ours as much. No, so obviously, and when it's really busy, you leave that place really, really annoyed, and I can't, it's got to the stage where I don't want that anymore, so I'd rather not bother, kind of thing. But if you make sure you go on a dead day, then but it's still always a mad rush to go to Thorpe Park. You get on the rides, all the S's,
This is true.
all Slammer, Stealth, Swarm. They like their names called S, don't they? Start with the letter S.
Yeah, they do.
So, and every year, Slammer, it's always my last ride on Slammer for the last 3 years.
I only got my first ride in this year.
Really?
It's good, yeah.
Yeah,
it's very interesting.
Yeah,
the forces.
Yeah, it is a good one. It's a shame to see it go when it does go, but I can't see it lasting much longer. And I'm shocked that we've still got Samurai, to be honest, with all the downtime that's had.
Yeah, that gets a lot of downtime.
Yeah. So yeah, what we've got in the chat.
Someone asked earlier, what's everyone's opinions on what do they like better, Air or Galactica? And the person who commented said that they prefer Galactica, but obviously the VR is a bit of a gimmick, but they still prefer overall what's happened. And I'd agree with them. I think that Galactica's a better theme than Air is, and the improvements that have been made to Air to becoming Galactica, like the extra theming and everything like that, what's been done to the station, I think that's all an improvement, except for the VR.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
agree. The only thing really is they just need to improve the VR, which they can do. So,
Yeah,
that'll
it can do over
happen
time.
in the next few years. I hope it
Well-
gets like so complex that there's like loads of little details and stuff that you. So that means it's rewritable with the VR, because once you've seen it in its current state, once you've done it once, it's like, yeah, okay, I'm not doing that again. I'm just gonna take it off and.
Yeah, it's true. But that, as you said, that is something they can improve on. It's just going to take continual investment, and it's whether they want to put some money towards continually investing on improved hardware and software. It'd be interesting to see, because, as you said, Brendan, Galactica in a few years' time could be an incredibly immersive experience. But we'll just have to wait and see.
Yeah, at the moment, the VR is just like, oh, that was cool.
Yeah,
And
it's
then
only
you don't do it
first
again.
standard, isn't it? So,
The technology is not quite there yet, is
No.
it? With Darren Brown's Ghost Train, not VR wise, nor Galactica. I mean, it works, but only just.
Darren Brown's Ghost Train, it has a lot better VR than Galactica,
Yeah.
obviously, because the dedicated Vive headsets are a lot better than your regular Samsung S.
I didn't get to go on it, so I wouldn't know, would I?
Well, they are, Brendan. They're very good. The quality is a lot better.
You didn't say that it was unavailable. Was it unavailable when you went?
When we went with Brendan, it was unavailable, but I did get to ride on one of the days.
Or did
Only
you?
once.
Oh.
I
I
got a
can't
single ride.
believe that. It's never unavailable. It's always available, isn't it? I don't know. So
And that brings us towards what we think is going to happen with it next year. Because, there's a new destination, and they're building an extension to what seems like the shop.
yeah.
So it's very interesting.
To me, it shouts of terror straight away, doesn't it? Let's put a scare maze straight on it. But why it needs that, I don't know if that's what it is. But all that will probably happen is all the shop will get shoved down. The shop will now the extension will become the shop, possibly, and then what the shop was will be loads of cages or something. Because what I'd like to see is, where did this demon go to? That PR stunt that they did. Where did that demon go to? I was expecting that to be in the live scene.
That would be good.
Because I'm sure that they can do some these costumes that you can do.
Yeah.
You see in some scare attractions where they wear that spider costume that looks quite good. But no, if they've got if they can do because this is what really annoyed me. Just going off on a quick tangent. Obviously, from the Enchanted Village, they did a nice projection mapping show for the opening of that, but it was only for invited guests, PR, and they showed it once and it got binned. So the cost of all that to not run ever again, was a bit of a waste. So obviously, if they can put money in for the press, why can't they put it in for ongoing? Because you've already got the film done, because that's all you need, isn't it? And it's just to keep the projector there and some speakers. I know it costs money and there's other things to buy or to spend money, but this is why. So does it need this? I mean, what's your thoughts? Does it need?
I just think it needs a better final scene. I think that's all it needs. I think it needs to be more reliable, obviously, and then just because the first bit, the pre-show, where he talks to you, that's great. I felt like the first VR segment was great as well. The live action bit was also the live action bit was also great when it worked. And fortunately, when I went, everything was working. It worked perfectly for me. I think.
Because I can't understand how any manager can run that ride without that main live bit.
It shouldn't
not working.
No, it
Because
shouldn't.
how can an actor act without that. Oh, here you go. Come and look at this big circle. Something's meant to happen. It's not going to happen. How can you know that it's not going to work? And how can you get somebody scared? There's supposed to be a tube train coming towards you. It's not. I know it's not going to happen. You know, but but you know what I mean.
You're right completely. It shouldn't function when that's
and we've done it about 3 or 4 times a day when we've been there, and it's not worked once. But you know, and it's not good. You know, it's not as good at all.
As I said, I think they just need to fix the reliability, and then have multiple end scenes like they initially spoke about having, which is the new destination, I assume, having that, and that's it. I think it's a very good concept and idea that just requires a bit more thought of, and then it can be implemented properly. But at the moment, the final scene just doesn't really, doesn't fit. So yeah,
it leads me on to like Forbidden Journey at Florida. Obviously, that's constantly moving. I don't think we could ever have a ride that needs to be well organised to get people on, that doesn't ever stop. Which seems to be, Darren Brown's Ghost Train is one of these, because obviously it all needs to be working, and they need to be quick at getting the trains in the right places, so that you don't get the fog or you don't get the screaming noises either side. I know there's going to be delays at some point, but it needs to be a way of, so you don't have that, and I don't think that any park in the UK can have a team where it's that good, because obviously on Forbidden Journey, if you have a stoppage, you're allowed to ride it again, but they should, 9 times out of 10, I think these stoppages can be avoided, and but they take pride in all that. And if we ever got like a ride, I don't think we would do like that needs to be, if it stops, it kills the moment. I just don't think the teams could cope with it. I don't know why. There's no reason why they can't, but I just think they couldn't. Partly of that would be public getting into the ride, because that's the half of the job.
Yeah, this is true. And there's some people who are awful at doing that.
Yeah, because we know what we're doing. Yeah, quick, get your pockets done up, straight in. This is why these single rider queues are disappearing, because of that reason. It's not, yes, it's fine to have these queues, but if that's slowing the process down because it's just a Joe public person not ready, oh yeah, I'm on my phone, I'm doing a tweet or Facebook, and I've got to put my phone in my bag and they're waiting for you. You know what I mean? This is why, because all they see is on throughputs. They don't understand the real reason. But
the worst I've ever seen the general public getting in and out of vehicles was definitely at Disneyland Paris. Like, they had no idea which side to get off. I mean, it was obvious, but every time they'd try and get off the opposite side.
They even had that man like waving, pointing to the right way.
He was like this way, and then everyone, like half the train, always tried to get off on the other side, and it's crazy. I was like, how do you not realize? I don't even speak the native language yet. I know what I'm doing. You don't even need to, because they are pointing. They're always pointing. It's just crazy.
But then the parks need to look at how they can avoid that.
I don't know what else they could do though, because if they have, people could, like, multiple people on the platform telling you which way to get off, I don't really know what more they could have.
It's only in the planning when the ride was planned, kind of thing. Obviously once it's built, it's too late then, kind of thing. But obviously if it's physically impossible, it's like you could easily get off, like stealth, you could get off the wrong side, because obviously there's still a platform. There've got to be a platform to get you off at any point. But I know it slows it down, but generally I suppose it doesn't cause too much of an issue. But still, it's all, we know what we're doing.
Yes, it's true.
But procedures in place for the parks, they could easily, you know, improve that. You know, when they do these power hours and the throughput hours, you know, if they talk to the guests properly, you know, put your bag over the side, take the bags for them, it does work, doesn't it? But they don't always. There's not as much of a force now, is there, because of this fast track business?
I wish fast track
Yeah.
didn't exist.
Yeah, because
Europa Park is a prime example of
Yes,
how
yeah.
efficient everything could be if fast track didn't exist.
yeah,
Because when we went, I mean, it was quite busy, but we didn't queue longer than half an hour for the 3 large rides, you know, Woden, Blue Fire, and Silver Star. No longer than half an hour did we queue for any of those, and that's just crazy. That's, you know, the biggest 3 there, and I was.
It's like the Swarm. The Swarm was like about an hour before they added fast track for the whole queue, and then we went back a few weeks later, and it was a nightmare because it had fast track by then.
Yeah, so I do wish they didn't exist, and I think it would improve satisfaction all around if, obviously, because you get the people who pay a lot of money to get the fast tracks, but then the general public don't want to ride as many times as
Yeah.
like
So
people buy this fast track as unlimited rides, but they probably only go like on the rides twice
yeah,
and then leave it. So what's the point?
they could save half the price if
Yeah.
they do that, because they only need to go on them once.
Yeah, exactly. So, you know, I don't see the point. It is obviously a massive money making scheme, but I'd like to see that whole thing, just even if it was a trial, just get rid of it.
I do like Disney's fast pass service though, when it's free and when it's like when everybody gets their fast passes just so they can get on the rides they really want to go on.
Yeah.
That's fine, unless you have to pay for it like €40 for like 50% off your queue time.
But for a park as big as Disney, I think that's what is required. Whereas at some of the other parks, I don't think. Like, if Alton Towers was to get that system, I don't think it would work as well. I think they'd either just keep it as it is or scrap it completely.
Thorpe's must have spent quite a bit on this reserve and ride for it to disappear.
I actually really enjoyed that because both times that I went, I was able to get on a lot more rides than normal.
But you know why? Because they weren't using the system. They wouldn't register. The public would just rather queue. Because we went on the Swarm about 3 times with this system by just reserving your ride.
Keep going around.
Yeah. And but the normal queue was 40 minutes.
Yeah, it's crazy.
You only had to register your username, and it's crazy. But that's probably why it didn't work.
Yeah.
Because I don't know why. Even do it on the busy days. I think they were trying because the last time it was actually used, reserve and ride, it was a bit too much of a faff because there was a big flaw in it. You could actually use your username and your account when you weren't at the location. So how they did that was that you had to scan a ticket. So something they had. Yeah, so
I remember this. Yeah, they fixed it.
Which validated your session for that day. But it was a bit slow because I had about 5 different accounts because she did it once, but the server or whatever was trying to say that was a live session didn't really work. So, but obviously when it was working and we managed to validate it all, it worked kind of thing. Well, everybody had to do that kind of thing to get on it. It worked where there was fast track queues and normal queues, but where there wasn't a fast track queue and a normal queue, it didn't work because people were forced to do it, and you can't do that. So so it did work in bits, but obviously clearly they didn't want to do it all the time.
Yeah,
it's not always needed. How often thought that busy that they need to do it.
It'd just be on certain days, but I think a system like that is, well, especially when we went, it was very good at just as you said, we went on the Swarm. Just before we went on, we'd book the next slot, get off it. It'd be time to go back on again. Book the next slot, and it was just rewrites.
Because I was concerned because at no point did we have to at any point when we reserved the time, did we actually have to wait? Because it was either every time we managed to be there on that day that it was being used, you'd always reserve the time, but you didn't really have to wait at any point. and it's like letting too many in, or people just weren't using it.
I think we had to wait about half an hour max.
Yeah, I think it did start working at some point, but when people were forcing, but the amount of staff, it was like each ride had its own tent.
Yeah,
you know,
a lot.
Each rides these days have a lot of staff anyway, don't they? With all baggage and stuff. So how they can do that, I do not know. It needs to be a system, minimal staff, and free, and and then they'll get these KPIs on all these machines that apparently every decision is made on these KPI machines. So if people don't fill these out and give them their feedback, they won't do it. So if you won't tell them that Scarefest is good via these machines, they won't do it. Or if you want Scarefest to be scary, they won't do it until because it all comes from marketing or something.
Well,
so,
I'm gonna have to spend a day there just on machines, just inputting what I want.
Every time you visit, do it properly, give them your feedback, and then that's how it's all generated. Because if you go and just go a couple of days, go one day and then don't do anything, if they don't get that back, they're not going to know anything. And I think that's how Merlin do their market research. And if you tell them that, then they'll see a public trend. So always fill out these KPI iPads, and then they know what's working then. And I think any future changes will stay, because obviously Scarefest did stay as it was, didn't it? This year, did you do
it? Improved. It improved.
Yeah.
So
I'd still begrudge paying for all three. I still think there should be a free maze. In my eyes,
that'd be a free teaser maze, even just to get people maybe interested. That would be a lot more worth it.
I know we get annual pass discount, but it's still not good for public. You need something. It's no. I don't know what's better. How Thorpe do it. But for us, it's free. Fright Nights is free if you've got a pass. If you get there early and it's not at capacity. But because obviously, you just have to wait a lot longer in the queues because they're like 2 hours. But then that leads me on to Alton Towers fireworks. This year there were capacity on the Saturday.
That's crazy.
Yeah, but to me, I call that artificially at capacity because it was only 2 nights. We've gone for 5 nights back in the day. They used to do 5 nights. Yeah,
I remember 3.
Yeah, but then they stopped it. It had all the Roper incident and noise abatement order. So they can only legally do 3 now, no more than half an hour. And then they did do 3, and then this year, for obvious reasons, they've done 2. But I think next year there'll be 3 again, but you can do the same thing as what you do for Fright Nights. If you're an annual pass holder, pay £1, and then you can
reserve.
You can reserve,
That's a good idea.
But as long as it's not forcible, it doesn't need to be what's the word? I forgot the word now, but you know what I mean. You shouldn't have to do it. You risk the chance, so it's like shouldn't be mandatory. That's a big word for Dean. Mandatory. Yeah.
Someone asked if you're wearing some of your favourite gear. What is it? Adidas gear.
Well, that one. There you go.
And I just spotted the stripes, so yeah, he is obviously.
Yeah, there you go. So yeah.
Are you a Slav?
What's that?
Are you a Slav? Is that why you like Adidas? Or
a what?
Just Slav.
What's that?
In, Eastern European.
No.
Russian.
No.
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 Why do you like Adidas so much then?
I don't know. It's just comfort really, and easy for parks. It's just been a joke really. I have got quite a bit of Nike stuff as well, but I don't tend to wear that as much. But I do have more Nike than you think I've got. But no, it's a bit of an ongoing joke kind of thing. But I tend to not.
Enough.
What was that?
Fair enough.
Yeah, no problem. But more Nike trainers, because Adidas don't always do the Nike, the nice trainers, so to speak. So, but obviously nowadays I purposely not be seen in Nike for obvious reasons. So, but no, it's just ease of use, really. They've all got zip pockets. I wouldn't ever go to a theme park in jeans for obvious
I do all the
reasons.
time.
Yeah. Yeah, and then you go on the water ride. What happens?
Well,
You never dry in a month for Sundays, will
yeah,
you?
me and Brendan made that mistake when we went on what's the pirate battle one? What's that called?
Yeah, Battle Galleons.
Yeah,
Yeah.
me and
What
Brendan
did we do?
we went on battle galleons, remember? And we got completely soaked.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
That was pretty
that was crazy. It was just me. Everyone else didn't want to go on it because they're going to get wet, and then obviously we ended up being completely drenched. So it's just a bit of fun.
Oh, that was great fun.
It was very fun.
They could easily fix Battle Galleons because they could just change the nozzles on the external guns and make it a lot drier.
Yeah, spray it out instead.
Yeah, the same nozzles as SpongeBob Splash Bash at Blackpool. They're like a smaller stream rather than a torrent of water. Because I mean, some days when it's really hot, I'll go down to Towers and actually really soak people on battle galleons because it's really easy to do.
Cool.
And I know, but they shouldn't go on it. They should read the restriction board, and but it is really easy to get them totally and utterly soaked. Well, worse than any, probably as bad as Popeye Rapids sometimes. But really that's the wrong style of ride for the UK climate.
Definitely.
Totally. But even in October for Scarefest, it's still open. They will not close it.
I like it.
We should do that in the winter, like freezing cold.
No,
Yeah.
it's too Scarefest is too cold to do that.
I won't ride Valhalla. I'll only ride Valhalla from March to about till September.
Yeah,
I end up not going because it gets too busy. Because obviously I like to be able to keep going round. But I tend to go March a few times, then April and May. But when we get to June and July, you start getting the school kids there, and I stop, kind of thing. But no, I've got a pass for Blackpool for next year because I've done an offer, and I'll get another one for Drayton. Theirs is £70 at the moment. But
how much is Blackpool's is 70?
Blackpool's you'll be lucky to get a discount until next year now.
How much is it?
It normally it's £189.60.
Jeez.
But let me explain what they want. They want the money, apparently, or this is how it's. They just want the money. They don't want to sell a lot. Whereas Merlin wants quantity, but they'll sell it at a cheaper price. But it might be 90. If you look on their website, it might be about 90. So never pay £189.60 because that was the year they opened, apparently. So that's just a figure that they've booked out the air. But always pay no more than 100 for it, and you're getting a good deal then.
I don't think I'd ever buy one anyway.
No,
I don't visit that often.
I don't get the value out of it because I only go about 3 or 4 times, but it's just easy because I can finish work and say I'm going to Blackpool tomorrow. I haven't got to buy a ticket.
Yeah, it's fair enough.
It still keeps the cost at the same level, so I might not get value out of it, but I still saves me booking 10 days in advance to find it's really cold and raining.
Yeah,
that's why. And obviously Drayton Manor doesn't really matter about that because it's only half an hour down the road, and same with Towers. I do have to plan a little bit better for Blackpool kind of thing. And it's included on the Merlin Pass as well, so that's fine.
I think we'll probably start winding down the stream here. But before we do, I don't know if Dean wants to yeah.
We can do. We can give it a go.
Is the chat up for that? Are we up for Dancing Dean?
Let's have a look. See how many we get.
We've got to give him 10, 20 seconds.
Yeah. Let me get me. I'll play it on my phone.
I'm excited.
What's that?
I'm excited.
Oh, are you excited? Yeah. Well, this will probably be the first live Dancing Dean this well.
It's an honour. It's a complete honour. Brendan dancing.
I don't know. I don't because out of the 3 things that I've done, iPhone tips, Dean's Recording Services and Dancing Dean. Dancing Dean's always been the one that's been the most requested, so to speak. So
swing those hips. Aaron, I love how someone commented earlier. Cheer up.
I know, right? But I'm just so tired. I couldn't resist the yawning and stuff.
Sorry, man. Sorry.
Is it that bad? Is my dancing that bad?
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you should just go for it. I think
Yeah.
you should whack out the music and just go for it.
Go for it. Hold on. Let me just get some space in front of the camera. We've got all sorts down here. Right. Obviously coming from the side, so let me. Right. So I don't know whether you'll be able to hear this.
Dancing, Aaron. Go on, Aaron. Dean first, then you.
I refuse.
Just do a quick test.
Testing.
Yeah.
Testing.
Yeah, you hear that?
That's
You
good.
can hear that?
That's
Yeah,
good.
Yeah,
right
that's
then.
good,
I'm not dancing to that one.
Oh.
Right. Oh, here we go. Right, oh, we go.
This is great. It's a bit laggy, but it's great. It's so laggy. Oh my days. Go on, Aaron, get involved.
No, I'll pass.
Aaron.
What is going on? Oh, round of applause when he comes back.
There we go. That's a bit of dancing.
Well done.
Oh,
Well
yeah.
done. That was beautiful. Fantastic.
There you go. Right.
That was
I did
fantastic.
everything like
The
that.
single
See it on the
best
screen.
stream moment ever.
Yep. Easily the best moment in the stream.
There you go. So a good choice to tune. I was going to do that for like. I wanted to do that before, with that music, because there's a lot that I wanted to do for like Vlogstar Monthly on Theme Park Worldwide.
Yeah.
But it didn't really happen because things got in the way. We all went away, so that's why. And then obviously things happened. So, but I wanted to do things a bit like Harry Hill kind of thing, to make it a bit more funny with music and stuff. But no, you never know. Some things like that may appear on YouTube on my own channel soon. It won't be full time. There'll be an odd video, but I will let people know on Twitter. It won't be till March, but I will do the odd video at some point soon.
Fair enough. And we've got multiple requests for you dancing.
I know, man.
Multiple
It's
requests.
not gonna happen today.
Come on,
I'm
Aaron.
too tired.
Aaron, you can't let the people down. You can't
No.
let them down.
No.
Just a quick one.
No.
That's it. We started something off now. You have to do a dancing end.
And every stream now, we're gonna have to have someone dancing, just for a moment. Wow. Yeah, I think we'll probably wind down the stream here. So, thank you for watching, everyone. Thank you for taking part. Obviously, we've got to wait for people to clock onto the fact that we're going down. But Harry, you're forgetting that you're a sellout. I am a sellout, just a bit. But to be fair, what you owing about? Oh, we got some action. What is it?
Oh,
hello, Aaron. What was that? Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. Good boy. Well,
Sellout.
that's nicely folded and washed. That is.
yeah.
I know, right?
And you may want to view window 1 of my advent calendar.
Yes, window 1.
Window 1.
Very good. But yeah, if you do want to buy a t-shirt, you can be my guest. You don't have to, obviously. Some people actually did over the past few days, and I was very happy about that. But I think, someone was messaging me over social media saying that they've worn their Coasterbot t-shirt to I think it was King's Dominion, and that people recognise the shirt, and you know
nice.
It's nice, isn't it? It's just nice that people know what kind of channels you're into. So if you do want to support me or just get the Coasterbot name out there, be my guest, but don't feel inclined to. So if you want the links can be found in this video in the description. That's what I'm looking for. And that's it. Yep. So thanks for watching, everyone. Thank you to Aaron, Brendan, Zoe, and unavailable Dean for taking part in this live stream. And thanks to Dean for the dancing.
No problem.
The many anecdotes that he has. It's been great. Wow, someone likes to spam. That's great.
Oh, let me get one.
I only got one.
No.
Aaron's done it. Aaron got the one. Okay, so yeah, thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time. Goodbye.
Right.
Yes,
Evening.
got one.